in a world. What up, familia? Sorry we're a little late again, but I'll get it. I'll get it right eventually. But yeah, how's it going? I'm still trying to get everything situated with this theme, but hopefully it's all working. I've missed biscuits and gravy. Let's go. Nice. All right, we have a few things. I didn't really get anything in the P.O. box, but I found a couple of the things that I had gotten back in the day. So we'll do that. Yeah, we're just going to chill. Audit NASA is finally ramping up. So that's going to be very cool. If you have not signed up, you are going to be missing out. Yeah, we're getting the whole thing situated, and it shall be very, 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 very cool. All right, here is something I received back in the day, and I never read. And I just want a quick reminder to everyone. So if you send me something in the P.O. box, which is this right here, P.O. Box 171433, Spartanburg, South Carolina, 29301, and you write a letter. If you don't want me to read the letter, you need to specify that you don't want me to read it. Or I'm just going to read it. Okay. Hi. I appreciate your intelligence and your time. Use the money any way you want. NASA sucks or personal. Thank you. Please stay true. My biggest concern is NASA Project Bluebeam. Thanks, Jody. So thank you for the donation and for the letter and the kind words. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, Project Bluebeam, it's a trip. We were actually talking about that last night. Like, is it a misdirection? Some people were like, I don't think anyone would fall for that. It'd be too risky. I'm like, oh, yeah. If you saw stuff outside in the sky, like, actually happening, they would fall for it. People would definitely fall for it. But Stellium 7, I don't know what that word is. Titanic Trees, need to watch it. Came out yesterday. Nice. Stellium is cool. That's my homie. Okay, and the person that made the wood, quick reminder, this is very cool. If you guys make me stuff, I'll definitely put it like in my office, right? So in a world. So now that's going right in the middle of my desk. And then the other thing he made is in Aaliyah's room. We will be moving. We're trying to figure out where, but the idea is my next setup, it'll be dope, like an office. This one's not bad though. We made the best of it. Okay. Anyway, they did send a letter with the donation, and thank you for the donation. It was in cash, and I'm gonna read the letter. I'm assuming that's cool. All right. Austin and family. I'm writing this in cursive to try and be a legend. Hope you don't mind. I really appreciate all you do for the truther movement. Your videos, debates, and all of your work has taught me so much about the true nature of the earth and the truther movement. Please keep up the good work, brother. I wanted to send you some gifts to make sure you know your efforts are appreciated. Thank you. Included are some handmade items using Wisconsin wood. Also a little tax-free gift you can use for the website, your work, and your family. Thank you. This is a bit older, but I do really appreciate when people send cash in the P.O. box because I set it aside, for like the emergency fund for the fam. Congrats on your baby girl. Thank you. To you and Kai. I have a BS in mechanical engineering and I work for an aerospace company, and I know we live on a flat, motionless plane. Keep it up, you rock, legend. May Yah bless you and your family, Justin. Thank you so much. There's no way an aerospace engineer would be a flat earther. Thank you for the kind words and for the handmade gift and for the donation. Greatly appreciated. You are the man. So this was from a while back, around when Aaliyah was born. Because like I said, I found that they put a few things in a separate box, and I didn't know about it. Okay, let me come over here. This is the same thing. This was sent a while back. It's cool to read on here. Good, because I just read it. But thank you, brother. Have I looked into mewing? No, I don't know what that is. Okay, so this is very cool. Let me read it. Witsit family. Whoever wrote this has incredibly neat handwriting. Congratulations on your little blessing. Children are most certainly one of the greatest gifts our family, mostly my husband and our oldest daughter, have loved watching your YouTube channel the last year. Keep seeking him and speaking his truth. We are praying over your family. Thank you so much. I always feel sketchy about saying people's names. That's why I want people to really put don't read it out loud or don't say the names or something like that, because I don't want to dox anyone. But the Blank family, Eric, Laura, Elena, Claire, I may say this wrong, Keita. I definitely am saying it wrong. Zayla, Jeremiah, Matthias. Legends. Look at that. Popping out babies. That's what I'm talking about. And they sent Seat, which is very, very cool. If you don't know what this is, Seat is from the Torah. You're supposed to make them yourself, I think, but at the least they're supposed to be handmade. But this is very cool. And this reminds you to keep the commandments, as people call them. So very cool. I love it. I didn't get to see these for a while. They were in the other box, but I've now found them. And thank you so much. Oh, they made different children made different ones. Very cool. So thank you so much for that. And just so you guys know, I keep all the letters. All right, I don't think there's anything. Oh, there is something else. How dare you? So we did get this. This is the one thing I got in the P.O. box. So we got When Rocks Cry Out. The rabbit hole runs deep and there's a lot of confusion, but this book and subsequent conversations with the author put me on a path of discovery as profound as true earth. America is the old world. Enjoy from Witness. Thank you so much. That's pretty cool too. It's from Amazon, but they let you write a message. So very cool. Thank you. And I am always excited to get books. I can tell you that much. Let's just say I consistently blow through my monthly book allowance. So, yeah, getting books is always very cool. All right, cool. Thank you guys. All right. So, I'm just going to kind of chill with you guys till about 12. And we'll get the show more rocking and rolling. I could potentially be missing something from back in the day, but I tried to catch up with everything. I looked through everything I had. So yeah, obviously from here on out, if anyone sends something to here, which again is P.O. Box 171433, Spartanburg, South Carolina 29301. I made it to where you can put it to pretty much anything. You can put Witsit, WitsitGetsIt, Austin Witsit, etc. In every spelling possible. So I'll get it. I'll check my P.O. Box like on Fridays, and I will open stuff up and read it here. So cool. I want to just cover some stuff. So when I was looking into like, is America the old world, I discovered it is a rabbit hole for sure. And I haven't even read that book, of course. I just got it. But I think that's the trick. They called America the New World, but it's actually the Old World. There's actually Masonic literature where they point blank say this. They say, oh, we just call it the New World, but actually it's the Old World. And in fact, what this author said, this Mason, he said, it was the first land brought up out of the water. I don't know about all that, but the point is, it looks like the biblical setting could have been in the Americas, both North and South, and some speculate, well, Northern and Southern Egypt, partially North and South America, and it doesn't even make sense. In the modern, quote-unquote, Egypt, if you start looking into it, it looks like modern Egypt, what people call Egypt now, is just a big deception. Like they built the Sphinx and stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but there's evidence that like in recently more modern times, they built the stuff in Egypt, and then they have everyone looking over there when in fact everything is here. There's all kinds of gravy, right? Like calling the Fertile Crescent this like wasteland that isn't fertile at all in the Middle East and has no crescent, when we have the Gulf of Mexico, which literally makes a crescent and is like arguably one of the most fertile places in the world. In fact, America, and specifically North America, is one of the most fertile places in the world, period, all over the place. We start looking into, like, say, the scriptural description of animals and fruits and vegetables. It all comes from here. And it doesn't make any sense to be in the Middle East. A lot of that stuff doesn't come from there. Like, where's the corn that Joseph saw? What corn is coming from the Middle East? Because corn is native and indigenous to the Americas. Then you need like a salt body, a body of salt water that's separated by a river. And then you have a fresh body of water. Well, what a coincidence. If you look in Utah, you literally have that, and there's only like 3 places in the entire world that even somewhat satisfy that description. And then there will be like a desert wasteland beside it. Look at Utah. It's like largely desert. And it just keeps going. And you look into the etymology of what America actually is, a Mary. And I want to do a stream about it. And what may end up happening is this show turns into me doing a stream where I'm like covering a certain subject like that, like gravy streams. And we'll have gravy streams on Thursdays, right? Well, based on the guest. So, and yeah, we didn't have In the Field this week because the guy fell through, but I'm trying to get it all mapped out. Let's see. The super chat didn't pop up. I'm not sure why, but it's in Canadian, but if my math is right, it'll still get you an extra small coffee at Starbucks. The super chat. Thank you for the super chats. And the show will start. Oh, it did pop up. So just so everyone knows, the layout from here on out in the channel in general when it comes to donation, if you go to Witsit.live, you can donate there. I think you can even set up like reoccurring payments there. And that will, hopefully we're still working. It's not working over here. Okay, yeah. If you send anything over $9.99 on the Witsit.Live, it'll be read out loud on here. For the super chats through YouTube to be read out loud, it has to be over $19.99. So $10 donations, Witsit.Live, $20 over here. I wanted to make it where people can donate where they don't take 30% plus tax it. So yeah. Witsit.Live. And I know it's kind of a headache. Like, say you're watching the stream, like, oh, you have to go to a different website to donate. But it's not that big of a deal, honestly. I do it all the time. Like, if I watch Owen Benjamin, that's how I would donate. And I don't think it's a big deal. So, world we live in. Stuff's going to start getting really cool. I told you guys to give me like a month to get everything smoothed out. But I'm going to make a new intro song for Relatively Speaking, and I hope to have that out for tomorrow. A lot of mixed feedback, but a lot of people are just saying they really appreciate both Schooling Globers and Relatively Speaking, where they can start to wrap their mind around some of the stuff and answer any questions. And so I think we're just going to keep it. I think people like it, relatively. And what I'll end up doing is having people come on. So like a call-in show at the end for maybe 30 minutes. If people want to discuss whatever we talked about and Relatively Speaking or Schooling the Globers. It's a lot of work for me, but I think people like it. So. I just feel that different amazing flat earthers should start collabing more, uniting forces. Yeah. I love all of it. Thank you. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So it's going to be cool. We're going to have a new little intro. Everyone complains about the astronauts being too long. Not everyone, but I think since this show is much more like for the fam that's going to kick it and just wants to hang out, we're going to keep the astronauts here. I spent way too long making that video just to trash it because people are impatient with the 5-minute intro, but we'll keep the 5-minute astronaut dancing intro for this show, and then I'll just make really short intros for the next shows, like a new song and stuff like that. So that's one thing that should be happening here soon. I can't make a new song and video for every single show this week by the end of the week, but that's one of the announcements. And like I said, Audit NASA is going to be dope. I like it. It grows on you. I love the astronauts. Yeah. How about some Witsit member emojis? That's a good idea. Let me put it down as notes because I'll forget. I will do that. If you guys have any suggestions, just holla at your boy. I also need to put in a mod bot for links. Yes, keep the astronauts. I'll keep the astronauts for this show. You know. And I'm just going to use In the Field for In the Field song. I mean, I have a song called In the Field, right? That's half the reason it's called that. You should use some of your wife's music for the intro. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I wanted to get her to make a song, actually. Is it like if I played that, people are still going to cry, right? It's like a 2.5-minute song or whatever, 3-minute song. Kai's music is pretty epic. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever, dude. We'll figure it out. I will say I find it really annoying that people complain so much about the intro. It's like, just come back 5 minutes later. Just shut up. Let's see. What other gravy have I been looking into? I always have like a million things going on. If you guys have any questions or random topics, let's discuss them. We're just chilling. Don't make it weird. And the field isn't on Spotify from either. Yeah, no, I haven't actually put it on there yet. So. Apple juice and sunshine should be today's, and the astronauts for school and the Globers. Relatively speaking, we're in the Matrix. Interesting. Apple juice and sunshine is interesting. I thought about that being for this show, but it's like a love song, you know. But maybe. And yeah, like I'm making a different song for relatively speaking, and it's gonna be shorter. It'll be a new intro. Plasma energy. Stavely used to have like a 25-minute intro. That's funny. Plasma energy, I don't know. You know what's super funny about plasma, though? You can actually verify with experiments that you get redshift of light in plasma on the Earth. So I'm like, can someone show me like verification that this alleged redshift shows us that things are moving away from us? Because it looks like attenuation and plasma would cause it. This is obviously just a much more dense fluid-like medium out there. Roach, you sure do what you want, man. Yeah, I know, but I do try to listen to feedback. Like, for example, I guess that when I started doing OBS, I have to go start the YouTube there. Like on YouTube, back in the day, I would do StreamYard. It just does it all. Anyway, it was automatically turning ads on, right? Like when you go set up the stream, it just automatically turns the ads on. You have to turn them off manually each time. And I never noticed that. And I saw people complaining about ads, and I'm like, what? The ads are off. And I just kind of ignored it. And then I realized that's what's happening. So I turned it off. It was making me some money, though. You know, but I turned it off for the people. Hopefully you guys will just support the channel with donations in place of that. And when I end up making like short edited videos, that's a few minutes of, say, the recap from this show or this show, there will be ads on that. I think it's kind of insane that people expect you to do everything in the world like nonstop, just constantly like putting work into researching and bringing the information and making videos, and they should just sit there and never have to watch an ad, never have to like sit patiently through a few minutes of an intro, like never ask for a super chat. What do you people think this is? I've never understood people like that. Turn them on, come on. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I will say that they limit it very quickly, right? They put it in limited, which you make like nothing. I mean, sometimes they don't, though. I mean, yeah, a lot of people just cry about it. People will deal with the ads, to be honest. Yeah, but I'm just tired of hearing people complain about it. And to be honest, yeah, like I do get that they're probably annoying, right? Like when you're watching a live stream and then pops up in the middle of it. As of now, I have them turned off. We'll see what happens. Austin, you're such a shill that you like don't do anything specifically for money. Are there really people acting like that? Yeah, legit. Like, you can just go read the comments. I have premium YouTube, so it doesn't matter. I can't believe people don't. I mean, I know people will get like, oh, you're giving money to YouTube? Yes, I am. I'm not watching ads. I don't like them. I think they make me dumber. So I just use YouTube Premium. It's not a big deal. It's totally worth it. Let's be honest. But what's cool about YouTube Premium is like if I have ads on, you don't see them, but the content producer, the content creator still gets paid. Whatever. What's your thoughts on baptism? I think it's important. It's symbolic. You should focus on quantum entanglement. It shows evidence for an ether and negates the speed of light. What's up, Wisecoff? Where you been, man? Yeah, I've kind of covered that, but I haven't like hyper focused on or anything. But the thing about like quantum entanglement and superposition is a lot of it is mathematical, meaning it's like if I put a red sock in an envelope. I was talking to Caleb and Derek about this on their podcast. Actually, we just did a whole podcast about atomism specifically, and that came up. You guys should check it out. If Caleb, if you're still in here, drop your link. But if I have two envelopes and I put a red sock in one and then a blue sock in the other, and I send one of them to you, as soon as you open it up and see like it's the red sock, you know instantly that the other sock is blue, that the other envelope has the blue sock. A lot of it's blown out of proportion, and that's what it is. But yeah, instantaneous action at a distance is completely impossible within the relativistic paradigm and lacking in ether. And yeah, I've looked into it a bit on the side after watching you talk about it here and there. Nice. Wisecraft, you need to be watching my... That didn't come in the form of a link, man. Don't make me fight you, Casey. All right, I'll do it for you. Wisecraft, you need to be watching my my shows recently, man. If you haven't been, you need to check out Relatively Speaking, if you even for a second think that we're in a heliocentric model at all. And a lot of people get triggered with Wisecraft back in the day. I don't. I think it's cool. He asks genuine questions. He's just trying to figure it out. Like the whole why is the sun setting in this position? Hopefully you've seen me explain that, and it just objectively explains all celestial phenomena on a plane Earth. All of it. Perfect. Digging the beard's a good hair day. Well, for my beard, because my hair looks awful. I gotta get a haircut this week. But thanks. What's up? Totally agree on the premium. Yeah. I use Chrome with ad block. That's fire. I've never heard of that. You can block YouTube ads. Yeah. Yeah. TikTok is where my boy Caleb is crushing. He says that I need to get on there, so I guess I'm going to try it out. Sorry to distract to something else. That's what this show's about. But did you ever notice Eratosthenes, I always say his name wrong, actually proved the flat earth if he did exist? I wouldn't go that far. It doesn't prove anything. There is no primary documentation of that, which is super sketchy. You can ad block. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would love to see you talk with Santos Bonacci about atoms. All is atom, and stationary flat earth would be a level. Yeah, I would be interested in something like that. I'm not big into the that's what Adam from Adam and Eve is. No, it's not. What? What? As if the name atom existed before the scripts about Adam. It didn't, though. It's pretty easily verified that it didn't. Because he measures the earth flat. He didn't really measure anything. He just looked at shadows, allegedly. I have flat smacked 5 people today. Nice. Maybe we should call it flat pilled or flat hugged. But no, I get it. I like Santos, but a bit he is too sure about some things where he's just wrong. Mainly religious takes of his. I mean, everyone has their own thing, man. Atoms were invented by a Greek flat earther Democritus. This is correct, claim. Yes. But I honestly don't want him representing flat earth because that dude was crazy, bro. He's like, life is without purpose and everything's composed of tiny little balls. If you see the depiction of him, he looks like he eats people. He looks like insane. But yeah, he was a flat earther. But he's like, basically, that's where the first idea that basically turned into like ever expanding, chaotic little atoms and nothing and no purpose and blah, blah, blah. According to the story, some more gravy. Here's a gravy tale. I think that like the whole Greek narrative is all a lie. I think they just used the Greeks and the Romans to pretend that they came up with a bunch of stuff that they didn't. I think it's just a fill-in group of people. Morning sunshine. What up, West Blaze? Hey, Cammy in the chat. What up? What up? Can y'all see that? Would have a talk stream with Scientific Lee if I could set it up. His halo wave theory of energy flow states matter and energy are two separate things. Energy moves matter and alternative to ether. Yeah, I would talk to him about it. If you can set it up. I don't know who that is, but if he has enough credentials, I'd have him on in the field. But thank you for the $10 super chat. Much love. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, we were talking about this. Do they really try to pull off the alien thing? Is it like I think that flat Earth is about to explode, and so they're gonna have to pull out some type of distraction. It clearly is about to explode. So I don't know if people disagree with that, but in my opinion, it is for sure true Earth. And what's gonna happen is you're just gonna have tons of people that have questions and explode in the sense that's going to shatter the Overton window where it's societally acceptable to ask these questions. And that's really the most important part. Scientifically is a pretty cool, down-to-earth guy. Nice. He does. If he's got credentials, let's do it. He can come on in the field. Or WitsitGetsIt. Agreed. Yeah. That's why I was telling everyone, I was like, really just kind of savor the moment, right? Like right now, it's like, say we're at like the cool lunch table. Everyone's hanging out. You know, it's like, I don't know what you guys did when you were in school, but it's like, you know, someone's rapping on the table. And it's going to turn into not just the cool kid, you know, not just the cool lunch table. So, and right now you have like the people that are like not so cool, obsessively stalking the people at their lunch table. Where the people at the lunch table don't really care. You can just eat lunch wherever you want to. We're just hanging out, man. Like, don't make it weird. But they're like popping out behind lockers and they're like, oh, what are you talking about today? Oh, you're so stupid. But what are you talking about? You know. You guys are so dumb. Writing notes down about what they're saying. I'm going to go make a video about them. But it's going to turn into something different. It's going to be... I'm just saying, I think everyone should soak in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I got booted? What do you mean? All the followers will be swarming soon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. TikTok made me realize how many people actually believe in True Earth. It's way more than I thought. Yeah. Yep. True Earth is way more popular than people think. But that's the reason for censorship. It keeps you divided. You know, find out about new true earthers that make content all the time. And then people tell me all the time, they're like, I just found you. And I've been a true earther for 5 years. So. I can tell by social media comments about anything with space that so many people are waking up. Yeah, it's already exploding. 616 miles is the icing on the cake. They're just going to deny that, claim it's clouds till they die. 1 degree per 69 miles. Then they give us a picture from 14 miles with half a building missing. What kind of double-centered is that? Yeah. It's the thing about the globe proponents right now is they're weird. Like the anti-flat earthers, the ones that are really upset with this, they're weird. I'm just being honest. But it's going to change, you know. So they're just going to be irrelevant. Like, imagine what kind of person you have to be to do something like this, right? It's like, did you say that what we call gravity is actually electrostatic? Explain it. How so? And it's like, you explain it. There's a downward electric current on the earth. Everything's equilibrium down to the ground. That's why we ground things. It's like measurably 10 microamps. It's incredibly small, but it's there. And this just sets the direction of up and down. And then the density relationship, as in the density relative to the medium, sorts the rest out with a buoyant force. And there will be like, oh, buoyancy uses gravity. No, it uses little g downward acceleration, which is the effect, and you're claiming gravity is the cause of that. So the mathematical equation for buoyancy using little g doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, like, really think about their mindset. So they're like, oh, prove it if what you were saying is true. It's so stupid because negative and positive objects will fall differently. Or why don't negative objects float? And I'm like, no, you don't understand it. It's not some like immense electrostatic force pulling everything down to the earth. That's not the position. It's that there's just a downward bias because the charge that accumulates wants to seek equilibrium. And then, of course, density is compactness of matter, and electrostatics holds the matter together. So that relationship causes pressure mediation between the object and the medium, and then that'll be way stronger. The buoyant force that comes from that will be way stronger than this downward bias. It just gives you the up and down, and specifically by a slight bias downward. And anyway, my point is that they'll ask all kinds of, well, so if we have a Faraday cage inside of a vacuum chamber, and then we change the charge of this and this and this, wouldn't it float? It's like, no, you still don't understand it. Let's cover it again. But they'll just go through everything they can to try to find what's wrong with the idea of electrostatics being what people falsely call gravity, right? And they'll do it for years, but for hours, and just over and over. They're just like trying to find something wrong with it, grilling me with questions and nuh-uhs. But they don't even do 1% of that for their belief of gravity. They can't even define it, but they don't care. They don't need to define it. We know it's there. We don't have to know what it is or how it works. You can't have any experiment that actually shows this alleged bending and warping of space-time, and then some people say mass attracting mass.
Explain lightning in relation to the ether.
Can I briefly explain lightning in relation to ether? Yeah. So lightning is, as I understand it, discharge to counter space. So basically, you have capacitance, which is your level, your threshold, right, of electrical storage. Once that's surpassed, it discharges, whatever it is. In this scenario, seemingly clouds, but just there are concentrated areas in the sky that surpass their capacitance. They discharge, and discharges it trying to go to counter space. So yeah, it's discharge to counter space. We're back to its initial pure potential state of inertia, which is the ether. Lightning is just trying to go back to equilibrium. It's just discharging back to its equilibrium or state of equilibrium. And that's why you have veins That's why your brain looks the way it does, your lungs look the way it does, and trees and roots and these dendritic Lynchburg figures, which is what it's called, when like the lightning structure is everywhere. It's because it's electrical discharge trying to seek equilibrium. And the heliocentric model is electrostatics that hold the Earth together and everything to it for thousands of miles. Their own equations state this: any physicist who claims gravity is a pigeon. Yeah, it's hilarious. But my point is, and I was a long way around, my point is, like, say when I say something or a true earther says something, they're ready to completely critique it. They want to, we need scientific experiments, and like you give it to them, right? Like you control variables, and then you manipulate the independent variable of electrostatics. It'll make things go up or down, change its weight, change how quickly it goes up or down. So therefore, you've scientifically established a cause and effect relationship. There's an experiment, direct manipulation of the causal agent. And they want more experiments, or since they can't understand it, or they have to straw man it, they're like, well, things should flow. It's like, no, it's so weak that to make like even this flow, you need a lot of electrostatics, much less a person, right? But then they're like, oh, well, you can only make something small flow. It's like, oh, so the physics changes from like the little piece of styrofoam with the Van de Graaff generator, and when it gets bigger, physics changes. It's like nothing they say is logical, but the point I'm making is they have a double standard. Imagine being that person, like thinking like that, like desperately trying to find what's wrong with another answer, which is what you should do. You should always be skeptical and challenge things, but then never doing that for your side. And then thinking that means you're right, or that you have a position to call other people stupid. You can't even define gravity, much less do an experiment to verify it. Never directly manipulated it. Claim to have altered mass and beg the question and reified that gravity's there. Still say the archaic idea of mass attracting mass, which was never even proposed by Einstein or Newton himself. He said to think that gravity is inherent and matter is retarded. And then you run around saying mass attracting mass as a grown adult. And my point is, right, that they'll never, ever critique their own belief. They're supposed to just get it granted to them without even being able to define it, much less actually isolate it with science. But then when you can actually do all that, it's not good enough, and we're stupid. And that's my point. You can't talk to someone like that. You can't talk to people that operate in such blatantly hypocritical double standards. Like, they do this for everything, right? Look, well, what's on the bottom of the earth then? If the earth is flat, what's on the bottom of the earth? What's under 7 miles on the globe? What's the core? It's like, oh, that doesn't matter. We can just believe everything that the globe model claims. But if you were to talk about anything else, they're going to go out of their way to try to disprove it. It's like, well, you're lying to yourself, you're being dishonest, and you can't talk to people like that. And my point is that right now we're at the cool kids table, and then you got them that are like just trying to like come like knock your milk over, you know? Or like, say true earthers are like playing chess, and they're like, ooh, incoherent dielectric acceleration, you know, and then this other person's like, well, what about magnetism or whatever, right? And we're playing chess, and then these people like McLooney Tunes and all these really mad, angry, dishonest grown men stalking flat earth for years obsessively while claiming it's stupid. They just come in the room and like knock all the pieces off the board. That's what it is. I know a pretty chill geologist I could have you get in contact with this Friday. Yeah, that would be awesome, bro. No doubt. If you could do that, that'd be great, or link us up. Anyone that has connects with anyone with credentials that would think they would be good on in the field, hit me up, because I want to start booking them far in advance. But yeah, that would be dope, Gil. It's too emotional for them. They can't look at it objectively. Yeah, but that's like, as a man, there's no excuse for that. There's absolutely no excuse for that. You're a man. So women get more emotional. But think about how many women are so much more logical than those people. Way more logical. Like true earther women are way more logical than these men are some emotional mess. I'll message them dope. But anyway, you guys get it. The double standard, they're like, you don't even have a model. It's like, well, there isn't a globe model or a flat earth model. You model different phenomena. You don't have models for a ton of phenomena either. In fact, you don't even have viable theoretical models when the true earth does, like magnetism. Oh, well, when we navigated the earth, it didn't match, but it's because the magnetic poles move, I promise. No, they don't. And if they do, then why don't they move symmetrically to one another if there's axial precession based on the Earth being a tilted, wobbling, spinning ball with a geodynamo effect coming from the center? Then there should be symmetrical distribution in the north and south. And if those poles are allegedly moving, why are they not moved together? And how do you have 3 different southern poles in your magnetic field declination charts? How can you even explain the convection currents being sustained from the outer core in the first place? How can you show or explain all of the actual like field strength anomalies, or again the asymmetry problem? And there's all kinds of problems with a geodynamo, but none of that matters. Can you verify the core at all? You constantly change it, have no idea what it is. Even your presuppositions of the seismic waves and all this stuff, it doesn't work, and then you just change it again. But that's fine. That's all fine. Right? But, we can show a magnetic field always has an inertial plane, a plane of inertia, what you would call the block domain wall. So we would reside on the top portion of that block domain wall or plane of inertia. And then we would have an experience in which we see the top half of it. Oh, no, that's logically viable, and yours is admittedly not even possible. But it's no big deal. It's just all double standards. That's all I'm saying. And if you talk to someone that's so grossly dishonest intellectually like that, like, bro, there's no point in, the only reason I even talk to some of those people is to either iron out a specific argument I have just come up with, or to show other people how insane it is to align with those people. My wife thought Effie was stupid until I started telling her about the globe's gravity claims. That's what opened her eyes. Yeah, they can't even define it. It's hilarious. I debated him. He agreed y-axis curve on the ocean has never been proven. When they say model, I think they're trying to say we don't have a globe map to indoctrinate children with. That's what they mean. When they say model, they mean map. Okay, but in reality, the globe map doesn't work to navigate. They had to change it with magnetic declination, which we'll cover Wednesday. So the globe map doesn't work. What's up with that? We cannot use a globe. Even if we had a software that shows us a 3D globe that we can touch and move around and follow as we navigate, we can't use that to navigate. We cannot in any way use a globe to navigate. When we use a compass, we have to adjust drastically to make it match the globe. And way more in the south. Coincidentally, everything happens in the south. Oh, there's way more distance traveled in the south, or people go way slower with the same exact boats in the south, or people that explore in the south, they went 60,000 miles and never got around Antarctica. Whenever they navigated south, they didn't have the symmetry assumed of the sphere. Oh, there's not like undersea cables from southern continent to southern continent. Everything's just a coincidence in the south. There's 32 to 38 time zones in the south. 90% of the world's population is in the north. We have all kinds of southern Pacific regions that are effectively unexplored. Oh, totally legit. You can't navigate using a globe. That's the most hilarious part. If you go out there with the compass and the assumption of a globe, you are going to get lost. In fact, millions of people or thousands of people died that way, and they lost millions of dollars that way because of shipwrecks. You will run into land masses. You will be completely lost. Do you think about how ironic that is? They're all like, flat earth is so stupid. Have you ever been in a plane? How could a plane? You can't navigate assuming the earth's a sphere. You literally can't. How hilarious is that? You literally can't do it. You have to adjust for the corrections that were measured by assuming the sphere and showing how much the compass was allegedly wrong. In reality, it's just there is no magnetic declination on a flat earth. The compass points north. You can trust it. It doesn't work if you assume the earth's a sphere. So you had to change it. You literally had to change it. So the direction south doesn't work on a flat earth. What does that mean? South is just 180 degrees away from north. I don't know what that means. It's pretty funny though. You think the irony, I mean, the irony that's probably lost on them, but so when they say that, they are just saying a map, but it's like, oh, we're not allowed to freely and privately explore the northern region or the southern region. Haha, you don't have a map. That's how stupid flat earth. You can't go there. Like, why you make it so weird though? Like, if you believe the earth's a globe, why do you have to be such a disingenuous little weirdo? You know? On your stupid flat earth, south is pointing all different directions. It's like, this is a perfect example. He says stupid flat earth and then proceeds to say one of the stupidest things I've heard all week. I hear a lot of stupid things. I talk to a lot of people that believe in the globe. But yeah, south is 180 degrees away from north, so it's always relative to your position. I can assure you, if you don't comprehend that, it doesn't make flat earth stupid. But my point is, why are you here? Why are you here? Because you're just trying so hard to be a part of the cool kids table. And we don't really want to hang out with you, man. Like, we think you guys are weird. Like, imagine claiming something so stupid, it's basically like claiming that pigs can fly, but then going around Discord and YouTube for years stalking the people that say pigs can fly. So we know you don't actually think it's that stupid. You're in a desperate attempt to gaslight us, hoping that we'll just give up, or you can somehow convince yourself you're actually the one that's intellectually superior. But we all see through it. We think you're weird. We think you're weird. That's what you don't understand. But that's why the internet's really a double-edged sword. It lets like the lamest people ever talk reckless and like just, you know, it's all good. If north center on your flat earth, that means south is pointing away from the center, which means it's pointing in all different directions. It's so stupid. Just saying it's so stupid isn't an argument. Yikes, this dude is lost. It's so stupid. Why? It's 180 degrees away from north. When we navigate, that's what we see. All right, you're banned. You're just spamming and not even actually listening, so I gotta hide him. You're a grifter. Like, you're just spamming insults and ignoring. Like, that's not what this is for. This is to chill with the familia. Dude, I listened to the secret diary entry of Admiral Byrd. That's a trip. Anyone else heard before? Yeah, but I think it's probably misinformation to try to make him out to be like a quack because he said there was more land. That's my opinion. Runs out of arguments straight to the ad homs. Yeah, of course. Banhammer. Yeah. I'm like super chill with the banning people though. If anyone's honest, that's very obvious. Bro, Wit, you got them spazzing out. Yeah, but it's whatever. Tampico. This is like organic orange juice, pineapple juice, and ginger. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. And Naviel released a new jam. It's cooler and nice. I'll have to check it out. That dude's music is dope. In a world. Now I feel cool. If you're making a valid point, you don't need to throw in the word stupid. Yeah, what's so crazy is my point is like, I think we lose sight of this. We should just kind of savor the moment because the truth will never go away. And it requires like remedial gaslighting. Basically, it's like emotional and psychological abuse. And they want you to internalize their insults. And they're weak, typically weak old men. And they need something in their life to convince them that they're better than other people. And that's why Flat Earth was so irresistible to them. Like, just ignore those. Those people are so irrelevant. They're weird, right? But I think people should savor the moment, right? This is where Flat Earth is kind of still chilling, and it's going to change. So I think if people look at it that way, maybe be more appreciative of like how chill it is right now, because it's going to get flooded. You're the man, Austin. Thank you, brother, for everything you do. Thank you. Much love. Thank you for being a Miss Wit. Yeah, I hate that they even found their way in here. But let me just kind of tell you guys here. I can't help it. I have to use the bathroom real fast. So give me like 2 minutes. I'm going to play my song for just a sec. I'll be right back. Sorry.
That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting steady high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force him a simple that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it if news anchors informant to informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we courting ships, important gifts. Of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide.
Alright, lo siento. I tried to go really fast. Stop destroying their Star Wars fantasy. Yeah, but it's like, if you look at it the way I'm saying, it changes everything. And kind of look at them as like children, or they're crying out for help. And a lot of people say, I admire how patient you are in debates, but the truth is I'm still working on that. It's still a struggle for me. I get worked up because like, that's why they do what they do. They literally come up with ways to try to get you upset. They're really immature, toxic children, basically. So just ignore them. I mean, we're discovering so much about this place. It's insane. And the history of this earth is something that will blow your mind. They called America the New World. It was the Old World. There's more Hebrew artifacts found here than anywhere else in the world. The biggest pyramids in the Americas. There's mounds all over North America. All this stuff has been hidden from you. And they've created all kinds of cover stories to distract you from it, where if you're in America, where you live is very special and very important. And that's why they built their powerhouse, the United States, here. That's why Washington, D.C. is here. That's why I started with 13 colonies as a shout out to the story of Osiris. And this continent used to be sunken in depravity and worshiping all kinds of entities like that I believe truly existed. We've discovered that there used to be giants, and that in the early 20th century there were all kinds of newspaper articles and findings of these giants, and that this whole dinosaur narrative wasn't even a thing until like the mid 1800s, pushed by the Royal Society to cover up the fact that we were finding giant bones in the ground. And all these people throughout the whole world have told us that there were giants. There's all, like, where we live is crazy, and it's incredible, and it's a beautiful thing, and there's such a beautiful nature to waking up to this place. These people aren't allowed. The creator doesn't allow them. There's a metaphysical barrier. They're not allowed. Moral degeneracy will prevent you from seeing the truth. Toxicity and hate and dishonesty will prevent you from seeing the truth. Depravity will prevent you from seeing the truth. They're not allowed to. So in a way, it's like, if we don't accept that, we're stepping on the toes of the natural design. Dinosaurs equals dragons. Think about it. Yeah, I think dragons did definitely exist. Yeah. I haven't looked into this at all, but how would you explain the concentration of different races in different regions? I just think that there were groups of people that lived in different places, you know. Like, how did it happen in the first place? I don't know. Seemingly, you would have to have a decent amount of melanin, and that would break off into different spectrums of pigment based on varying levels of melanin, from what we can tell. And of course, that would be like electromagnetic coupling is what is the real gravy regarding melanin. Who knows? Like to say the tower got split up. You know, huskies have blue eyes. They come from colder climate. Maybe the people with blue eyes went to higher altitudes, colder climates. They just lived in different places. That's what I think. And that's also what's so interesting about America being the old world. Like, what place in the world has a multitude of people like the U.S.? Nowhere. It has like the biggest multitude of people. So we will expose their deception soon. Yeah. So yeah, like, you guys get it. But I'm just saying, it's kind of like, view it that way. Understand it's like a beautiful time to be alive. We have an obligation to protect the children that are being propagandized to an extent that's almost unfathomable and never before seen. And yeah, outside of that, it's just like a good time to be alive. Can you please talk to Witsit about getting with Alex Stein to get on Jason Whitlock's Fearless? Please. It may seem dumb, but once Witsit speaks, he's going to trigger a major response. I'll try to remember that. I don't know that it is. You can message me on Telegram with the specifics of what you're saying at Witsit. Yeah. So just to kind of, I'm going to wrap it up, but just to give you guys a breakdown. So we have Audit NASA starting to take off. I chisel out Tuesdays for Audit NASA, so I'll work there on that all day Tuesday, which has already cost me over a couple grand and many hours, and I'm doing it all for free. I don't know why people don't see that, but it's whatever. Yeah, I will take care of it. So that's about to start popping off just in time for like the summer. So it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. So if you're not part of Audit NASA, you should sign up. You have to sign an NDA. But it's required. If you guys saw the people that were trying to sneak in, you'd understand. The same moral degenerates we were talking about a second ago, but the inevitability of moral degeneracy is pretty obvious to anyone that's researched anything, any bit of history, any modern time information. It's always going to involve some type of moral degeneracy. I mean, it's just inevitable. And they're the loudest people, and they have no moral parameters or boundaries. So in a way that gives them an advantage, but ultimately it gives them the greatest disadvantage. So just understand that. So we'll have Glowbusters this afternoon. From now on, this show will start. I really want to make sure it starts at 10. I was late today, but that's my bad. I want to try to get up, work out, and then get back here by 10. And I think what I'll do is I'll have a few things I want to cover, and we'll go through it. I'll show some videos, show some things about whatever gravy we're going to talk about. We'll go through it, and then we'll open up letters and stuff maybe towards the end of it for the next week and moving forward. That'll be cool. If you want to be read on the next Witsit's Biscuits and Gravy episode, you can send a letter or whatever you want to send to P.O. Box 171433, Spartanburg, South Carolina 29301. And obviously, you can't get censored that way. Tomorrow we have, relatively speaking, hoping to have the new song and intro ready. It'll be much shorter, and I think we're going to cover time dilation. Yeah. And if I have time to actually put stuff together, I'm just so busy. It's crazy. Tuesday, Odd at NASA. Wednesday, Skull and the Globers. I think we're going to cover magnetic declination. I have a dope guest coming on Thursday, so you guys want to check that out. And then Friday, I haven't set up the guest yet, but I'll have someone. Yeah. That's about it. Working on maybe getting an app that'll have like all my uncensored content you can watch with a really nice video player. Yeah, and I would say people may want to, if they haven't done it yet, you should consider going to Rokfin. And if you do subscribe on Being Late is Relative, I run on CPT, Color People Time. That's pretty funny. If you do subscribe to Rokfin, it helps me out. But anyway, my point is that some of the stuff that we're going to end up covering, even on like some of the Witsit Kick Six shows, will just be on, like it'll get moved over to Rokfin because we can't cover everything. I'm not going to limit the amount of guests I can have on. We're not going to have dope guests like Amanda Vollmer or maybe Andy Kaufman or David Avocado Wolf, where you have to censor them. That's not going to happen. They're going to just talk freely, and Rokfin allows us to do that. So I would encourage everyone to go over to Rokfin, consider signing up. It supports tons of truthers. Yeah, for $15 you get like completely uncensored access to all these truthers. I do plan on popping up on Rumble, which will just be free, of course. And then we're going to do the TikTok thing soon. So things are going to be interesting. We got some big platforms, some big channels. I think I'm going to be on Bro Sanchez next Saturday. Yeah, and I don't remember everything, but you can go to Witsit.live if you want to support. And of course, links to the support in the description. You got $WitsitGetsIt on Cash App. I'll have this show more planned out. I kind of procrastinated it, but I'll have it all planned out. So we'll catch up on the Cash Apps, catch up on the PayPals, read any letters or whatever, and then we'll have a brief little presentation for you. Cool. Yeah, that's about it. Flat Gang, Troubling Tribune, what's up, bro? Troubling Tribune is crushing. Bro, do you have a collection of your debates? A lot of my debates are under the playlist tab on my channel. There's a debates playlist. Let's do a TikTok live soon. I'm down. We'll have to determine a time in advance because my calendar and schedule is just so packed at this point. It's insane. But I'm trying my best. All right. I need to mind shock all your debates so I can break down to my people what they might not understand. Yeah, they're in the playlist. I may have missed some of them. I don't know, but cool. Thank you guys for kicking it. I know it's just a really chill show. Just whatever. Yeah, bro, if you want to do a TikTok live sometime, let me know. All right, bro, will do. And I want to start making just some TikTok videos as well. Great show. Can't wait for Amanda Vollmer. Yeah, that'll be very cool if I can get her on. I'm sure I can. Austin, wouldn't it be great if Kim Wheeler actually listened to you? Yeah, I guess. Globe zealots eat corn the long way. Prove me wrong. All right. Yeah, and I know it's just chill, but thank you guys who send stuff in the P.O. Box. Thank you for the book. I've caught up on everything that was to the P.O. Box, so we should be good now. Witsit, KC, Dare, and Tribune, 4 horsemen of the TikTokalypse. That's pretty funny. I'm kind of getting over social media. I might be TikTok sick. All right, cool. Always a good stream, bro. Thank you. Nice. I think we'll end up maybe having like a quick call-in. If people have their robes on, we can have little call-ins on Sundays too. But it'll always be under 2 hours total. So there you go. I'll get the finalized calendar and everything for the shows out. I'm kind of overwhelmed right now, but I'm trying to work on it. If I could actually bring in some stability financially, I would maybe pay people. Like Owen has a guy, Coddington Bear, right, that helps run his streams. Dude, I would love that, bro. If someone could be like pushing it out to different platforms and helping me out with some of that, oh my gosh, that would be a game changer. But I got a robe and a mug. Nice. And we're going to make some dope Miswit merch soon, too. So lots of stuff coming. When are you going to do another stream on Clums? Yeah, that's a good question. I'll have to put one together. That just sounds exhausting right now thinking about it, but yeah. All right. Links to support in the description. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. So who cares what other people think? They're always going to attack you. When they revile you for his name's sake or for the truth's sake, rejoice, which is very difficult to do until you get used to it. Just understand, they did that to all the prophets before you, and it means you're doing something right. So it's all good in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, what's true is not popular, and what's popular is rarely true. So just stand up for what the truth is, and the rest will fall into place. If you want to contact me at Witsit on Telegram, you can go join our Telegram, t.me/miswits. Normally try to go through there and respond to that stuff. You can personal message me there, or witsit@protonmail.com. And again, one last reminder, to be read on this show next week, if you want to send in a letter or something, which is greatly appreciated. I strongly encourage you guys to send me letters. I think it's very cool. P.O. Box 171433, Spartanburg, South Carolina, 29301. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow night for Relatively Speaking. Peace out.
Geopolitically, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady sipping pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you want a rocket twirl somewhere orbiting. The theory's disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force him a simple that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature that mean extorted it. They forging it if news anchors informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we courting ships, important gifts. Of course it is, what extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks. We ignoring which informant this, informant this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real? Rappers acting steady high, steady sipping pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real?